On today's Two on Your Side Town Hall, the price we pay at the pump. It's been rising all year and really spiking this month. We're going to have an industry expert here answering the questions you're asking about those high fuel prices.
Plus, getting rid of old masks used to be something hospitals worried about, but now it's really something for all of us. And the Verify team is looking into how best to do it.
And a Thanksgiving travel time bomb. Less than a month from now, a lot of TSA workers may walk off the job, so we'll help you navigate your plans with the folks at AAA.
Well, thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. And there's a good chance that every person watching who has a driver's license has been hit by the spike in prices at the gas pump over this last year. Yeah, the numbers really show us that it's gotten a lot worse over just the last few months. Take a look at this chart from GasBuddy.com, which tracks the average here and around the country. This is showing Western New York's average price over the past 12 months. Ever since the last low point at the end of December at about $2.14 a gallon, things have been pretty steadily rising to the point where we're going around $3.40 a gallon now. That extra dollar plus a gallon adds up when you're filling up once a week or more.
Naturally, the questions that you have are what's causing this, what can we do about it, and what's next?
And joining us to answer those questions right now is Patrick Dehaan, head of petroleum analysis for GasBuddy. We know you're so busy these days, so we appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So it is natural to want to find something or someone to blame when it comes to an issue like this because it's costing families, in some cases, extra hundreds of dollars over the course of a year because prices have increased so much. So in layman's terms, can you just explain to us why is gas getting so much more expensive right now, especially compared to where we were a year ago?
Well, compared to a year ago, there's been a dramatic turnaround in the U.S. and global economy. Keep in mind, last year, restaurants, schools, businesses were closed, sporting venues closed, concerts. We're all staying very close to home. Gasoline demand had been very low for the bulk of 2020, and it's that low demand that kept the price of oil and gasoline down. Now, enter 2021, things have really improved. Just about every aspect of the economy is reopened. And because of the loss of last year, Americans staying closer to home, there was an insatiable amount of demand for gasoline this summer as motorists got out. That is continuing as the Delta variant has eased. And so demand for gasoline and oil has risen dramatically. And in the last 3 weeks, it's been made worse by an energy crunch that's developed overseas in China and in Europe that is pushing up demand for oil.
Yeah, we were curious about that because we've heard that from a lot of people, and the chart sort of bears it out that things have picked up rather quickly as the prices started to increase over these last 3 weeks, because normally the prices are headed in the other direction.
Yeah, that's right. Normally in fall, gas prices fall just like they spring up in the spring. This year, the price of butane, which is the main ingredient in the winter gasoline that we switched to starting September 16, along with the imbalances in the economy and the supply chain bottlenecks, the price of butane was more expensive this year. So we didn't get any price relief there. Rewinding back to August, Hurricane Ida shut down Gulf of Mexico oil and natural gas production. And then, like I said, within the last couple of months, we've seen a developing energy crunch overseas. China's running low on coal and Europe running low on natural gas, likely turning to crude oil. So it's been kind of a dramatic story here in the last 2 months that oil demand is surging, and OPEC in the last 3 weeks, 3 weeks ago it was, that OPEC declined to increase production further. So now we're just at a point where demand has rapidly run back up, but the production is not there.
And so it leads us to wonder, Patrick, where do we go from here? Based on the signs that you read in the industry, are we in for a price drop anytime soon as people would hope, or should we get used to paying more and this becoming the new normal, at least for a while?
I'd love to not be the Grinch, but these signs aren't looking good. That is, it could take a couple of months for us to start seeing relief. And unfortunately, I think as a result of this kind of looming and worsening energy crunch, it's going to take some time, and that we may be stuck with some of these higher prices, and we could continue to see prices inch up as we go through the holiday season. I really think that we may not see much relief until early next year, and that's a point where hopefully by then oil production from OPEC will have increased, and demand during the winter months, hopefully it's lower, and so that gives us a little bit more breathing room. But unfortunately, I think we're going to be stuck at these higher prices for some time.
And it's tough for people to hear that because no matter what happens with the prices, it's not like we can avoid paying them, because for most families, most people, it's just not realistic to suddenly say, well, we just won't drive for a little while and see what happens. Do you have any advice that you can offer people who are struggling with so many higher costs, including this one?
Well, there's three main tips that I would provide. Now, first of all, it's the first one's very difficult to do, and that's consumers actually changing their driving behavior, slowing down. What we're doing called hypermiling really can enhance the amount of miles you can get on a tank, maybe go up by 50 or 100. Slowing down, obviously not accelerating heavy from light to light, anticipating those changes, and driving more fuel efficiently. I think that's the easiest one. Secondly, shopping around for lower prices. We've all seen gas station prices vary from station to station, so an app like Gas Buddy can help there. But on the payment side as well, so many credit card offers, rebates and percentages off gas prices. Stations have free loyalty programs. I would certainly look into that as well.
Patrick Dehaan, head of petroleum analysis for Gas Buddy. Great advice there to end that we hope can kind of help people. And we appreciate your time coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.